Hey guys, Disletter Magic here, and stuff still getting nuts in the Magic world, specifically the WPN, which is the Wizards Play Network, which does include, by the way, all Wizards products, so Dungeons and Dragons as well. And probably other things, but those are the two big ones. So they've been posting since March 23rd some updates on their WPN page covering this, and they just had an update from the 30th. And it's very interesting. There's one line in here that is insane, but I'm going to read these in order. First up, they have discount codes coming, 50% off digital copies of Mythic Odysseys of Theros on D&D Beyond. So that's the Theros D&D book. And it's like all the characters, the races, it's probably got like a miniature campaign in it. That's usually how these like expansion books go for D&D 5th. And it's the one that's themed on Theros. Sounds totally cool. So I'm not that familiar with D&D Beyond at all. I thought they charged a subscription, so I mean, I don't know. But I guess you can like make digital purchases locally at your store with cash, kind of like maybe like an Xbox Live Gold membership for people who don't have credit cards. You just stop into GameStop and get a card. I assume it's something like that, but you know, regardless, with my lack of knowledge of all this, because my group just uses books, 50% off ain't no joke. And digital copies, digital goods, digital redeemable codes can be delivered digitally. So 50% off, and you don't have to leave your couch to, you know, or open your store technically to sell it to one of your customers. That's huge. I mean, just hit it up on Facebook, say anybody wants to purchase this, hit me up, PayPal, done. Hell, they could mail you a check, go old school. If you think D&D players don't write checks, you haven't met my group. So next up, this is the one that I almost made its own video on. Okay, this, like, what the hell is this? All it says is WPN members are encouraged to sell Challenger Decks 2020 as soon as they are able. Period. That's it. Well, I know what that means literally, but what are they trying to say? What does this mean from an extended standpoint here? Whatever you get in, you probably try to sell as quickly as possible. I mean, I guess other than a store might be reluctant to sell like all of a product to one person because they want to spread it around. They know there will be more, or they don't want to sell out of something because then they'll be seen as being out of it and they want to have one of everything on the shelf. I mean, nobody wants somebody to drive, 10, 15 minutes to a store to say, I want to pick this up today to find out, oh my gosh, it's out of stock. That's weird. Nothing's ever out of stock here. Fine, I'll just get it on the internet if I'm going to have to wait a couple days to ship it. So I get that, but they didn't say sell out, they just said sell. But you could maybe think that that statement was implied. Like when they said sell, they mean sell all. Like why wouldn't they not mean that? I think I said that wrong. All I'm going to say is my take on this is they're about to ban one of the cards in one of the decks. Fires of Invention, bye-bye. I think honestly right now in the meta, it's not problematic enough for them to do something about it, but it's free casting, it's bullshit, and people hate it. So, I mean, there's 3 reasons to get rid of it. But yeah, I think that they are telling that in the most vague, cryptic of terms because something is about to happen to them. I mean, it could just be a general thing where they're reminding people, hey, sell them as quickly as possible because Ikoria might, have a new meta and then 2 out of the 4 decks won't be popular anymore or like high-powered tier 1 playable, so sell them as quickly as possible because of that. But they didn't say that. They didn't specify. They're being vague on purpose. Or so it would seem. So I really think they're hinting at a ban coming, and I will take a ban of anything in Standard right now. I've got a list of, I think it's up to 15 cards that just have to go. They're too powerful, they're too obnoxious to play against, too toxic to gameplay. And if they banned all of them, Standard would actually be really fun right now and really appropriately powered. But they decided to go from appropriately powered and fun to damn, and they did it on purpose. Yeah, I'm going to keep referencing that article where they admitted it over and over and over forever. I actually have it bookmarked. So that's just weird. It's so weird to throw that in there. It's so random. Next up, they say, Ikoria Lair of the Behemoth's tabletop launch rescheduled for the 15th of May, 2020 in North America, Europe, and parts of Latin America. That we already knew. The WPN Relief Initiative Mystery Booster coming at no charge. Now, see, that's another one where they just made a statement without following up with anything. If you just read that, you're like, wait, what does that mean? So maybe these are bullet points, to begin with, but I had heard that the amount is a case. So each store should be getting, I guess, at least 1 case of, well, now I'm wondering, because it's 24. I don't know if it's 6 boxes or 4 boxes, actually. I mean, technically there were cases and sub-cases with the last Masters one that I saw. It was a case of 2 in a box of 4. But however many it is, they're getting it for free. So just straight up, 0. Like Wizards is like, here, have these. We ran off more. Good luck. You shouldn't have a problem selling them. That's just free money where they don't have to fill out a 1099 and have the IRS up their ass. Although it does have a provable retail price. It's a sealed product with UPC. I mean, they're pretty much in violation of tax law at this point, but whatever. And if you think, no, it's like compensation, it's free and this and that, and it's a marketing thing, and no, I had to pay taxes on my cash back from my Discover card 1 year because I made too much on it. Oh, but it's a discount, isn't it? No, they're paying me money. I mean, it's not like, here, have money, we're cutting you a check, but it's money. You know what I mean? Speaking of that, if you want to get a Discover card, the reason I was so high on it is because I made $1,100 on the 5% cash back in 1 quarter. Hello. Plus all the referral bonuses. So between those, they had paid me out so much money that they had to fill out a 1099 and send it to me. That's awesome. Yeah, it was the Christmas quarter, and they did like Amazon and eBay as the category. I'm like, yeah, we're going to buy 30 grand for my shop through my card in these quarters. Boom, over $1,000 in free cash back. I love Discover. I haven't used my Visa card in years. So if you would also like to do that, referral link down in the description. Please do sign up for a Discover card. Even if you intend on using it very lightly, having an open credit card with a low balance greatly benefits you. Like every month, your credit score should go up gradually just due to revolving credit limit versus charged and age of the account. Most people don't know that. Plus, it's wonderful in case of emergencies. In fact, I keep my Visa card now, the one I never use, in my car, hidden in it, in case I forget my wallet at the gas station. And that's all I use it for. Oh, Discover has such better terms, better rewards, better customer service, better perks. It's just better. Just get one. Link in the description. So I'm sure Wizards is going to try to dance around this so they don't have to send out 1,000,000 1099s, but we'll see. It's still a nice thing to do. I really want to get a box, but I'm really not going to pay $155 for it. So hopefully if this drops the price, I can support some LGS somewhere, maybe even my local one, pick it up there, and then open it and send all the good cards to my patrons, signed, which is what I intended to do, and now the whole world is sold out at reasonable prices, so that got a little bit delayed. Still time to get in on that, though. I mean, I'm literally using a day one dump, but there's no cutoff for this. Whenever I get around to signing a bunch of stuff and sending it out, I don't care if you signed up yesterday, you're in it. No dollar limit, I'm just doing it. Discord knows why I'm doing it, but I'm not going to go into it here. So, to move on to the last 2 points here, until June 1st, WPN members may organize events on Magic Arena and accept admission fees for them. That's right. Organize events that take place on Arena, the digital platform, and accept admission fees for them, up to $10. I should really go into the restrictions on this, because it's not quite as friendly and open as it sounds, but this is, for how crazy this is, they put some restrictions on it. I get it. Yeah, I might cover that later in this video. The last one is Transformers TCG. That's a thing that exists, apparently. Titan Masters Attack, rescheduled for May 29th. I know at least 0.1% of you are absolutely crushed by that. Oh, I gotta see like gameplay from this now. That just has to be just amazing. If it's a Wizards of the Coast trading card game managed by them, but less effort, attention, and money and staff are put towards it, I can't imagine what fresh hell the meta and like the fairness and the mismanagement and the OP cards and stuff must be in that game. Oh my gosh. Or maybe by like some miracle, like ultra ironically, it's ran perfectly and it's a super fair game. That would be pretty funny. I just realized if you scroll down, they kind of elaborate on these, except for the one that I gave a crap about. So they just say sell Challenger decks now if possible. WPN members are encouraged to sell Challenger decks 2020 as soon as they are able, regardless of its originally announced street date of April 3rd. Okay, so they didn't really clarify why. They just doubled down on like the weirdness, because now they're just like break street date. You want to sell them before the 3rd? Sell them before the 3rd. I mean, they're letting them break street date on a sealed deck that's a popular product. They have to be banning one of these. They might as well have just written, screw over your customers as quickly as possible. We're about to ban at least one of the decks. It's like they're warning them that if they don't do that, they're going to lose money on them somehow. And I don't think the launch of Ikoria in May now is going to be like the big thing. Maybe just like sales are down, nobody wants paper, but there's still some residual demand. That could be why, but like I could speculate all day, but just, I think we can all agree, this is very weird what they just said. So let's just blow through this tournament guideline, this arena tournament run by your local gaming store thing. It sounds lovely on the surface, but it's about to get really messy. I still think it's worth doing and it's interesting. It's what they should be doing, but wait till you hear these guidelines. First of all, no white people allowed. Just kidding. They wish. So this article just says temporary guidelines for WPN store MTG Arena tournaments. If you're a Wizards Play Network retail store and interested in hosting an MTG Arena tournament online, please follow these guidelines. These are only in effect until June 1st. Tournaments may have a maximum entry fee of $10 US. Tournaments should be fun and engaging, but skill must determine the winner. If you're not familiar, if that didn't kind of spark something in your brain, if it was anything other than skill-based, it would be illegal online gambling. I am not kidding. Oh, unless the prizes are literally worth nothing. Speaking of that, you are responsible for prize pools and that they are paid out in a timely manner. Oh, okay. So you have to post prizes too and somehow pay them out to people. Too bad they don't sell MTG Arena gift cards as far as I know. Maybe they do. Huh. I thought that was an option during checkout, actually. I'm not sure. I mean, you can get a digital PayPal gift card for zero margin on eBay, like whatever. The maximum value of prizes, cash or otherwise, is $5,000 unless you have written permission from Wizards of the Coast. What? Okay, max of $10 per person, and you can't pay out prizes above $5K. How big do they think my store is? I think they might as well just be talking directly to Card Kingdom at this point. AKA Mox Boarding House. The most needlessly elaborate and overly expensive financial disaster pending that you could ever possibly imagine. It's like the definition of overextending yourself. I don't normally agree with MTG Lion, but damn did they build the wrong property in the wrong place, the wrong size, with the wrong value. Oh my gosh. It's not like I've seen their financials, but they're in trouble, I would assume. Anyway, people who don't really live in Seattle would probably pretend to play at Card Kingdom, and that's why they're saying this. If you get over 500 entries, you know, well, they're not trying to pay out prizes equal to the entries either, so it'll probably be 1,000 people entering. Which sounds like a nightmare of a tournament to manage, because I assume that they're talking about using the friends list and doing the friendly match thing and then just recording who wins. Good luck having each person prove that. I mean, this tournament would take a month. Like, this is odd. I thought they would just, like, run it. Like, they would just have it as a pre-made event, go, like, best of 5, and then anybody goes 5-0 gets a prize, split it, done. You know, and like, Wizards would manage the tournament for them, and then they would just collect the money. I guess not, but, well, I could keep reading. Now, for this digital-only small LGS tournament thing on Arena, they go on to say, please note that $5,000 limit applies to all payments made to participants, including for prize money, fees, reimbursements, salaries, travel, accommodations, etc., whether paid in cash, physical prizes, or otherwise. You are solely responsible for your tournaments, which include complying with all entry fee and prize payment requirements for your locale. If some, like, individual U.S. cities ban tournaments like this for some reason. Very odd. If your tournament is for charity, you are solely responsible for complying with all applicable charitable giving laws and regulations. That completely goes without saying. That's the fault of the person who collects the money. They're collecting the money. It's that simple. While you are allowed to live stream your tournaments, you are prohibited from charging any form of access fee to view said content, including but not limited to locking video and audio coverage of the competition behind paywalls or hosting it exclusively on live streaming sites that require a paid subscription. Or for live or for video on demand viewing. Tournaments may not be broadcast via television, okay, or through other mediums without obtaining Wizards of the Coast's prior permission. Well, there goes my idea to cover it on AM radio. Wizards of the Coast is in charge of Magic the Gathering Arena, but you are in charge of your tournaments. As the tournament organizer, you will run the tournament with integrity, respect, and positivity. No cheating, hacking, win trading, match fixing. Okay. Literally that whole list goes on at every single paper tournament. And they're cool with it. They're just like, oh, well, I don't need the points that I already qualified for day 2 or day 3 or whatever, so we'll just say that you won, and then they just go report the results after 1 minute, and the judges are like, seems legit. Oh, that's just what people do. Yeah, that bullshit needs to stop right about yesterday, okay, let alone right now. And it's still perfectly fine to do, apparently, well within the tournament rules. So why they're telling people they can't do it now, well, suddenly I guess they give a shit. Anyway, no match fixing, well, that is illegal, or any other shady activities are allowed. Does that include playing in my underwear? Is that too racy? Can we not do that? You have a responsibility to be a positive member of our awesome community. The community's toxic as fuck. Bunch of arrogant pros, even more arrogant elitist pro wannabes, a bunch of racist, sexist, dumbass SJWs, and a bunch of macho alpha wannabe pros that cheat on their girlfriends because they get a tiny bit of fame. Just what a shit community most of it is, at least the pro competitive tournament scene. And a percentage of the community as a whole. I mean, I don't know if you've ever been to MTG Salvation, but it's pretty much that entire percentage, that entire website and everybody on it. And a good portion of the subreddit. And 100% of its moderators. Anyway, while Wizards of the Coast is not responsible for disruptions to the tournament caused by technical issues with the software, should a disruption occur, it is your responsibility as a tournament organizer to determine how to handle it during your tournament. Oh my gosh, did you guys hear about the Warcraft 3 HD remake tournament where it just crashed like 3 times, and I think they just had the 2 players flip a coin? I am not kidding, there are other stories that are even worse. Like a guy was winning, disconnected, he was winning again, disconnected, and then started losing the 3rd game and ended up losing. I'd be pissed. I'd sue him. Anyway, Arena's a little more stable these days. I do suspect that there's 2 abilities to cheat on it. So the rest of these are pretty boring. Like you're allowed to use their publicly available tournament art, but not this, but you can't use that, and you can't say this, whatever. They can terminate your tournament and block you from doing them if it negatively impacts the game and the community. Gambling is strictly forbidden. So no, you can't allow people to place bets on the outcomes of games. You can't have sponsors or in any way promote companies, services, or products from prohibited categories, including tobacco, drugs, weapons. That's bullshit. Well, there goes my idea to hold a tournament sponsored by LuckyGunner.com. They're not a sponsor or anything. I just like them. They're cool. I'll be honest with you. The prices aren't that great, though. Participants must be 13 years of age or older for no cash prize, 18 or older for a cash prize, or consent of a parent or legal guardian. That's going to be an annoying little thing. You do want to be aware of that. You're responsible for staff time, taxes, blah, 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 comply with your laws. You cannot say the tournament is sponsored by Wizards of the Coast. If your tournament is live chat, it is up to you as the organizer to ensure that the chat is moderated appropriately. No derogatory or offensive language is allowed. I can't even log in to do a simple delivery across the map mission in GTA 5 without getting called a... So good luck with that. Hey, did you hear that people were just brute force guessing Zoom meeting codes due to sheer volume and then jumping in on random children's nursery rhyme book reading things and just dropping just N-bombs on them? I mean, I'll be honest with you, it's a little funny, but fix your shit, Zoom. Put a pin code on the meeting or something, my gosh. And then the last one is just hilarious. You agree that Wizards of the Coast and its affiliates have no liability of responsibility in relation to your tournament. Well, then they have other guidelines at the bottom. It just says all sponsors are subject to approval from Wizards of the Coast. That's not exactly what they said above, but okay, that's a bitch. Hey, every LGS out there, just say your tournament's sponsored by Desolator Magic. I mean, I ain't in a position to actually send you money for it, but if you want to say it just to piss them off, I mean... that's on you, but I think it'll be funny. At least make sure the host is super straight-faced, just wearing one of my shirts. Link in the description. So they go into when you do and don't need a license, but they don't say what type of license. This is all a whole shit show, but this is mostly CYA legalese, which means cover your ass. So I would sum it up as don't do anything dumb or illegal. This is all on you. Collect the money yourself, pay it out yourself, run it yourself. MTGA is just the platform. So... I'm a little bit disappointed that they didn't just say, okay, here's the official start date. Every 24 hours, we're going to refresh it or whatever, every 3 days, every week, whatever. And we'll do a 5-10 match, whatever. We'll run the structure for you. We'll do the pairings for you. I mean, you'd have to have everybody logged in at the same time though. So it's almost better if they just jump on some kind of screen sharing thing like Discord, OBS, live stream, Twitch, YouTube, Zoom, whatever. Hell, Microsoft Teams, some Citrix crap, whatever. And then they're just everybody's in chat waiting. It's a 5-hour thing. And they're okay, you and you jump on. We'll screen share both of you or we'll screen share one of you or whatever. It's going to show their cards though. So it's you could crop it. I mean, whatever. But I think that would be cool to hold a big live thing, because you'd know the people in the chat and it'd be neat. I think it's neat. Or you could just, just say, hey, this person plays this person. You two work it out. You two get in touch with each other and have it all run from Discord. And then you two have 3 days to do your match. And then you just coordinate with them when you're available to play them. And then you report the result and there you go. Hopefully there are no, butthurt people who start a conflict over who won and say, no, I won. Oh, you prove it. Oh, I didn't take a screenshot. I didn't record it. Oh, now it's my word versus yours. Don't be a dick. If they just do it that way, I mean, that's cool. Like, it's kind of a lot of work. Like, it's like constant interactiveness. So you either got to cram it all into a couple hours or stretch it out over a week and just start giving people like time frames to like check their Discord, get in and do it, But it is kind of a shame that Wizards isn't handling the tournament, the rankings, the structure, and the records. That, it is what it is. I guess the game's not coded to do that, but it would be nice if it was. And they can control like entry codes with like special tokens and stuff. I mean, yeah, the game isn't ready to do that yet, but it could be. That's why I'm kind of glad they're doing this at all. I agree with the way they're doing it and why they're doing it this way. And if you're a store owner, I suggest you do this. I think you'll get a lot of interest. Even if you get 4 people, it's like, hey, $40, whatever. Or since the first one will have hiccups, run one big one for free, completely for free, and even have prizes maybe, and then run a paid one the next week. If it's, if it works out well and you wrinkle out or iron out all the wrinkles. I don't think that's the idiom. You guys know me in idioms. I swear I'm a native English speaker that lives in America, but my brain doesn't do idioms, I guess, apparently. So I'm curious to see how all of this goes. I don't remember exactly when they're launching this. I think it's like tomorrow or something. I don't know. I'm going to see if my local store is running something. I'll jump on that. I think they could use some of my money right now. And honestly, with how good I am at Arena and the strong decks I'm running right now, I'll probably end up with some prize stuff. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Interesting update today. For sure, leave a comment about what you think about all this down in the comment section. And I will see you guys next video.